Hello, this is Vitaly from Good DIY Plans, and today we are embarking on a project that's as rewarding as it is challenging, building an axe-throwing target. I have methodically designed this for doers, for those who find satisfaction creating something awesome. This isn't just another weekend project, it's an opportunity to master your skills, to focus, and to achieve something extraordinary. So whether you're a seasoned builder or picking up tools for the first time, this video is made for your success. So grab your tools and let's build a target together that's not only fun, but a truly epic centerpiece for epic backyard battles and showcasing your axe throwing skills. Alright, so before we get into this build, let's quickly run through an overview of this axe throwing target. I respect your time and this will help you decide if this video is right for you. Let's start with the dimensions. The target when upright is about 86 inches tall, around 66 inches wide, and about 58 inches long. The design is intentional, making it a versatile choice for both practice sessions and competitive throwing. The overall project is made of two parts, the target and the frame for the target. First, let's talk about the target. It's constructed from 156 4x4 lumber cubes, requiring 6 4x4 lumber posts. This design is not only heavy duty, but also thoughtfully made for several reasons. Firstly, it's full-sized, making it great for practice and competitions. Secondly, it's beginner-friendly. If you miss, you're likely to hitting the board and not having to go searching for the axe behind it. Thirdly, the orientation of the cube grains facing outwards ensures durability and resistance to splintering. And lastly, the target portion is replaceable, so after excessive use, you can simply build another insert and retain the frame. Now about the frame, it's collapsible, incorporating 1-inch diameter dowels that keep it open and upright. We're talking about 28-inch long dowels made for easy handling. The dowels are strategically placed, supporting the frame stability. Additionally, the collapsible target housing features bolt assemblies for easy swivel and collapse when needed. With 2 back legs, 2 front legs, and 2 front feet, the frame's heavy-duty nature is geared to withstand significant impacts, enhancing both safety and enjoyment. Now, if you're concerned about transport, the collapse dimensions are 11¼ inches tall, 54 inches wide, and 57 3/8 inches long. It's a pretty snug fit for most mid-sized cars, SUVs, and is especially suitable for trucks. For compact cars, the fit might be a bit tight, but hatchbacks and station wagons with more flexible cargo space could accommodate it more easily. Cost-wise, you can build this target with common construction lumber from places like Home Depot or Lowe's for about $200 to $250. You can even use recycled or cull lumber to save on cost. The tools needed include a miter saw, jigsaw, a drill and driver, some wood clamps, and a small pack of screws. Now, for those of you who want all the details, I've been working hard to prepare a comprehensive DIY plan for you guys. It includes a full tools list, materials list, a lumber shopping guide, a detailed cut list, step-by-step written instructions with diagram guides, staining instructions, maintenance tips, and so much more. It's all there to guide you through a seamless build. All right, now with the overview out of the way, let's get ready to dive into how this target is actually made. To build the target frame, you're going to need 2 45 by 9/16 inch long 2x12 lumber boards, and then a 51.5 2x10 lumber board. You're going to secure these with 3.5-inch screws and some wood glue. Next, you're going to add the feet of the target board. So this is made out of 2x8 lumber, 24 inches long, and then you're going to need to cut off like a semicircle here, so it's in that blue color. You can use a bandsaw or a jigsaw to do that. You're going to need to cut a total of 2 of those, and you're going to need some of these bolt assemblies for the build. So they are 3 inches in between the washers, and I recommend a 1-inch diameter washer or something close to that, and you'll see why in a moment here. So now that you have your legs for the target board and you have your feet, now you're going to need to attach them together. So use a drill bit that's going to complement the size of the bolt assembly that you chose, and you're just going to drill a hole directly through here. So this is the recommended placement of that, and you'll do that on this side here as well. Okay, so now that you've got those 2 holes drilled, you're going to widen the hole using a 1-inch diameter Forstner bit. and you're going to widen it from this side so that the bolt assembly can lay flush with this board. All right, and then this is what it'll look like when you do widen it. And then go ahead and add the bolt assembly. So notice how the bolt is sticking out here, but here it's flush. And then you're gonna need to do that for both sides. Okay, so now we're gonna drill the dowel holes. So in order for this leg to be able to go up and down, it needs to be able to lock in the down position when the actual target board is in use. So we're drilling 2 holes using a 1-inch Forstner bit so that we can run dowels through them to lock that foot in position when the target board's in use. So this is the kind of recommended placement. You can place it, wherever it makes sense to you, and then do that for both sides. Now, when you are drilling with that Forstner bit, I do recommend that you place like a lumber board behind this one so that when it does come through, it doesn't tear up your board here and make it look messy. Okay, so now we're gonna discuss the actual target component of this build. So use a 3¼ inch thick plywood sheet, 48½ inches by 45 inches. And you're going to add 156 4x4 lumber cubes. You need to make sure that the grain of these cubes is vertical, so up and down, not horizontal side to side. And then once you do that, just add generous amounts of glue them all together. Definitely wear gloves for this step. Also add glue to the outside perimeter as well, and you'll see why in just a moment. So you're gonna have a 2x4 lumber frame that will encase those cubes. So you need 2 45-inch pieces and then 2 45½-inch pieces. And then you're gonna secure the 2x4 frame around the cubes tightly with pipe clamps or strong wood clamps. Or if you don't have either one of these, you could potentially use like a ratchet strap and just wrap it around, tighten it. You gotta leave it until everything dries. And the screws, you're gonna add these either after it dries or before, and then also screws from the bottom here as well. So this is what that should look like. You can sand it at this point, make it look nice and neat. And now this here is the actual target housing. So it's built out of 2x6 lumber. You're gonna need 2 48½-inch pieces, 2 54-inch pieces, and then secure it together with 3½-inch screws. Then you're gonna take 2 48-inch long 2x10 boards, and you're gonna attach them to the back of that housing. The reason why is it prevents the actual target from falling through. So this piece, once you place it inside, you're going to drill 4 holes that are 3-inch deep using 1-inch Forstner bit for dowels to secure the axe throwing board. So what I mean by that is use that same Forstner bit. You've got 2 holes here and then 2 holes here. This way the actual target board can be locked in place. Okay, so they should come out like that, and then you should have the holes that go all the way through and extend to the actual board itself. Okay, so you have now the target housing right here. You're going to have the legs and then the feet of the target board. So we've secured the feet to the legs, but now we need to secure the legs to the actual housing. So how are we going to do that? Similar process as before. So you're going to need that 1-inch Forstner bit and also that drill bit that will complement the size of the diameter of bolt assemblies that you chose. So we're going to lay everything down so it's all flush here. And then this is the kind of recommended placement for this. You can certainly kind of play around with that a bit. So this smaller hole here is going to be for the drill bit. And then the 3 or actually 4 other larger holes are going to be for the Forstner bit, the 1-inch diameter Forstner bit, where you're going to put in the dowels so that it can be locked into place when the board is actually in use. Okay, so just like before, we're going to enlarge the pilot holes. So the hole for the bolt assembly needs to be enlarged from the inside, again, so that the bolt assembly can lay flush with this board here. So use that 1-inch Forstner bit on both sides and go ahead and make it flush, and then install your bolt assembly. So sticks out here, but it's flush here. And same thing on this side as well. The reason why we want it to be flush is so that the target can sit nicely inside and it's not going to catch on any bolts sticking out. So as you can see here, the target now goes into that housing and does not catch on any bolts. Okay, so we're going to now build the legs of the target board. So this is a 2x10 lumber board. The blue areas need to be cut off. So 20 degrees here, and then you're gonna cut a semicircle, an arc right here. Again, jigsaw, bandsaw, cut that off. It's a 45 and 3/16 inch long 2x10 board. You're gonna need 2 of those. And then also, this is the second part of the leg. So this one's a bit more complicated, but nothing to worry about here. So you need a board that is 57 and 5/16 inches long. It's a 2x10 lumber board. And here you're gonna cut off at 20 degrees twice. So at the specified dimensions here, miter saw is gonna take care of this real easy. And here, just like before, you're gonna cut a semicircle, just like with the other board. And then once the program unfreezes here, we'll go to the next step. Okay, here we go. So you're gonna need 2 of these. And then how do they come together? So you're going to drill the hole for that bolt assembly. It'll come in here as well. So there's kind of a recommended place, but you know, see what makes sense for your boards. Drill directly through. Then go ahead and add the bolt assembly, and then drill 2 additional holes. These are going to be for the dowel placement, so that these legs can be extended and locked when the target is in use. So drill them all the way through, and then you're gonna have a total of 2 of these back legs. Okay, so now let's attach the back legs to the actual target. So let's remove that for a second here. So add hinges. So as you can see, it's flush on this side. And then you can add 3 hinges, 4 hinges, or 2 hinges, depending on the size of your hinges that you're using. Okay, so we're going to cut the dowels, and then we're gonna start inserting them so that the whole thing can come together. You're gonna need 4 48-inch long, 1-inch diameter dowels. These can be bought at like Home Depot or Lowe's. Cut these down to 8 inches. The reason why 8 inches is I figured you don't have to carry around a hammer, you know, to hammer them in, hammer them out. With 8 inches, you can just grab them and use them. I would definitely round off the edges just using like a sander, so that when they do go in, they're not going to be catching on the outside of like the hole that they're going into. And that way the dowels last longer, and so does your board too. All right, so this is how it all comes together. So we've got two that are going to come here towards the bottom. These are going to lock the legs into place. Then you've got 4 that are going to be put in right here on the sides. The reason why 4 is this is kind of the, I guess, the weak point of this project, because if somebody throws the axe in this area, then this joint is pretty weak. So we're doing 4 so that it's nice, it's rigid, and it's not going to break. So it makes it strong. And then we've got 2 at the top and then 2 at the bottom. These are just gonna hold the target in place. And then for the back legs, we've got 2 and 2. Okay, so now let's try to fold this, and just so you can see how it all kind of comes together and how it all folds. Okay, so let's remove the dowels. So I'm just gonna delete these in the program. And then we've got 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Okay, so first thing is we're going to have these feet, and they're gonna swivel up at 90 degrees. Then we need to fold the back. So these are going to fold at 90 degrees. And then this part will fold at 180 degrees. Then again here, we're gonna fold at 90 degrees, and then this part will swing 180 degrees. All right, and then the whole thing, the bottom legs and the feet are also gonna swing this way, about 180 degrees. All right, so now it's in the packed mode. So it's gonna be pretty heavy at this point, so I definitely recommend like 2 people carry this, especially you know, if you want to save your back. If you are carrying it alone, then what I would do is I would actually remove the target and then carry that separately, because this is manageable for 1 person. There's a lot of places to kind of hold on to it. And then this should be manageable for 1 person as well. But if you really think about it, this is like carrying 6 4x4x8, which is really heavy, like when it's in its wet stage. So when it dries out, I'm sure it's going to be lighter. So this is a pretty heavy duty board. Fellas, that's a wrap for our axe throwing target build, but now I want to hear from you guys. What's your take? Did we go full beast mode on this, or was it the right amount of epic? Is it too heavy to lug around? I want to hear your thoughts. Anything you change, put it in the comments. All right, now if you found value in this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe and like button. It's encouraging. Massive thanks to every single one of you for joining in, for dropping those comments. Big thanks to all of you for your energy and your support. Good day.